then move left and right to change the shape into 9 arrows. Reaching a height of over 4,500 to 5,000 feet, the aircraft now starts to make their way back down from the bottom of the loop. Bringing the team around to the left is a new team leader for 2024, squad leader John Bond, known as Bondy. Bondy was previously in the Red Arrows for 5 years before taking a year out, coming back in 2024 as Red One, the team leader. There are 11 pilots in the Red Arrows. You have Reds 1 through 9 displayed in front of you. Myself, Red 10, the team supervisor, former Tornado GR4 pilot, former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk Team Mark II. And of course, we are commanded by Officer Commanding Rabat. That's Wing Commander Adam Collins, my predecessor as Red 10. He's a former Tornado pilot, and he also flew the effort. Red 1 is Red 2, that's squad leader Chris McCann. Chris is in his first year on the team. Uniquely, he was taken from training and made straight into an instructor role on the Tucano, after which he then joined. Once again, Red 1 builds a team up of over 600 kilometres now, showing the expertise of the pilots maintaining that formation in the loop. Now, to make it even more difficult for the pilots, they now start to change that shape from Concorde into Signet as Reds 8 and 9 will go in left and right. Topping out approximately 5,000 feet, the aircraft now slowing to only 120 kilometres an hour, where the aircraft controls are not necessary. Conversely, now the aircraft is now starting to accelerate from 200, 300, back to that 600 kilometres an hour as Red 1 brings them around to the left in Signet.
Yeah.
On that front row on the left-hand side is Lieutenant George Copley. George is also in his first year on the team, a former Tycoon pilot. This is the 5-4 split. As we go into the second half, you now see us break down into 2 distinct sections. Off to the right, you've got Reds 1 through 5, known as Enid. These are named after Enid Blyton's famous ride from the Joining Point. On the left-hand side, Reds 6, 7, 8, and 9, named after squad leader Ray from one of the most famous RAF 4 Cross. To the left-hand side. Red Arrows were formed in 1964 with our first public display in 1965. We were actually formed from 3 different teams around at the time. The Red Pelicans, the Black Arrows and the Yellow Jackets. We took the red from the Red Pelicans, the arrows from the Black Arrows, and we took the aircraft from the Yellow Jackets. And the tribute to that aircraft, in from the right, smoke comes on, Enid flying, then now. The Red Arrows flew the NAC right way up until 1979, and in 1980 we took over the Hawk Team Mark I, which was ready for the Hannah Brick.
Nahulog na. Yan, nangyari crash.
And turn hard back towards each other to complete the maneuver called Cyclone. AirShow known as Paddy. Paddy's in his third and final year as he's on hard towards Enid in the distance. He's a former Typhoon pilot, look forward to another part as he flies the Goose.
Blue. Why blue?
Red 9 climbing high up into the skies as Enid come round to our left. Once again trailing our famous red, white and blue. One of the roles of the Red Arrows, of course, to represent the Royal Air Force. We're extremely proud to take our red, white and blue across the world. We fly with the Union flag on our chest. We fly with the Union flag on our tails. I'm extremely proud to put the colours of the... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready. This is the one you do not want to miss. The smoke comes on for the world famous synchro hop. Dedicate today's heart a wonderful relationship both the UK and England have enjoyed over the many years with over 600 kilometres an hour. He will turn to the right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your cameras ready for the Vixen vertical break.
Yeah. Video. Then magka-crush.
What a spectacular sight by being in the 89 skies of Toronto. As they keep to our front, keep looking to your left, keep looking to your right. We're looking for the synchro burner. Red 6 this time from the left. Red 7 on in there.
They die!
That smoke smoke is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke, and 1 minute of blue smoke. With all of the colours on their own individual button on the pilot's control column. And during winter training, we come up with a smoke plan to ensure that we have the right colour smoke at the right time in the display, and that we simply do not run out. You now see reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 moved up alongside red 1, all looking 90 degrees left and right at red 1, looking to pull up to 4G as the smoke comes on to complete the coils of the
Yun na,
circuit.
papunta na.
Inverted barrel roll in a maneuver we like to call the mirror roll. That maneuver finishes the rollbacks. In the sky to celebrate 60 display series of the Royal Air Force aerobatic, the Red Arrow.
6.
This isn't a good idea.
Red 6 and 7 underlining our wonderful 60. They'll be followed up with shortly a few seconds to complete that maneuver. As the synchro bar complete their roll, look directly to your front over the 5 lobes. You'll see Enid coming back in with reds 8.5 for the Vixen break. But Toronto, it's been an honour.
stick once again and go straight up into the sky. Over the top, just floating, hanging in the straps there for just a moment. They select that 45-degree down line, roll the airplanes upright. They're now closing in on each other at 400 miles per hour. There's the night phase cross right there at show center. Red Line AirShow. Ken Reeder and Austin Reeder. Ken, born and currently lives in Cincinnati, Ohio area. Look at this. Beautiful hammerheads at both ends of the aerobatic box. Corner turn allows them to line up with the show line. They pick up each other in their sights. They're heading back towards each other. Look for the second cross at show center. Up they go. And over the top of these opposing loops. Ken Reeder, flying for 36 years, has over 13,000 flights. He's a former corporate and airline pilot. He's a multi-engine instructor and is an aerobatic instructor. Ken is an avid aircraft builder, having completed four Vans aircraft RV-8 custom modified aircraft. Now watch the two airplanes. They've been separated doing opposing aerobatics, and now they're going to get back into formation. The job of Ken as the lead pilot is to fly a very smooth and predictable profile so that his son Austin can stay on the wing during this next series of maneuvers. Speaking of Austin, he's been flying for 13 years. Also born and currently lives in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Works full-time as a production manager for KCR Construction. He is also an avid airplane builder just like his dad, and he is working on building a new RV-8. All right, the smoke comes back on, indicating they're ready for the second part of their AirShow program. This is the side-by-side hammerhead, straight up into the sky. The airspeed slowly but surely coming down to zero right about now. And calls for a hard left rudder, and over they go in the formation hammerhead turn. Little quarter turn there. Switch up the formations as we go into the third part of Red Line's AirShow sequence. Red Line is proud to partner with the following companies: Hartzell Propeller as well as Hartzell Engine Technologies. This team uses the advanced structural composite propeller, providing superior performance and efficiency. Also like to thank JB Aircraft Engine Service, supplier of the Red Line engine. Watch now as they re-enter the box. That goes upside down. Now watch for the flip. Here's another hammerhead, folks. It's called the in-trail hammerhead. First dad goes over in the pivot, followed by his son Austin. Just listen to those incredible 200 horsepower engines, pulling those RV-8s through the sky. Watch now for the... You absolutely gotta love the sound of both the V-25 as well as the Lancaster. And if you think the Lancaster sounds very familiar, that's because they're using the exact same engines that the P-51 Mustang used. And you heard that Mustang engine, the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, during the United States Air Force Heritage Flight. Pushes hard on the stick and then rolls the airplane upside down as he picks up that 45-degree line. 2 points to upright. Smoke away, you're right if you said that you think you're seeing a figure 8 lying on its side. We call that the Cuban 8. Again, our authorized F-14 engine, designed and built in Russia. Once the Iron Curtain came down, those engines became widely available to North American designers. And so this airplane, designed corner turn, looking at the bottom side of the airplane, there's the hammerhead, pivoting over to the right because the engine rolls the opposite direction to North American engines. Now shoving the stick forward, experiencing negative 4 Gs, trying to rip Trevor Rafferty out of that cockpit. He's straining against the straps that are holding him into the airplane. And all that blood rushing to his head. It's like wearing a vice grip on your head. It's very, very... The Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association is extremely pleased to be in Toronto for the Canadian International Air Show, especially given the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force and the important role the Harvard played in the history of Canadian aviation. Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association is a group of dedicated volunteers based at the airport in Tillsonburg, about a 2-hour drive to the west from here. 39-year-old for the company he works for. Topping out about 1,000 feet above the water there in this beautiful Barnstormers Loop.